Welcome back to mine and Texas video on HQ18.2 and the best bots to get you those 300s in wars. I hope you enjoy the video and leave a comment if you agree and let us know. Thanks for watching.
My favorite, Mr. Inferno.
Hmm.
The walking white creme. Use your boost, use this guy. Honestly, I tear through bases, and there's just so many different combinations this guy can help, between the new bots and the old bots. You're just boosting combos or boosting a single bot, and it's just insane. I think once you get a feel for it, there's no going back.
And my third place is Minerva.
Ah, yes, pretty much a mainstay.
Yeah, I think that nowadays, if you're running a healer, you've got to run this girl here. Like, wow, like that healing tower. It's absolutely amazing, and like you said, a mainstay in every single team. And I think that if anyone is running a healer, I think you ask anyone in this game right now, and someone said, "I need a healer," who do you suggest? People
No brainer.
Yeah, like no one
And
would disagree with that.
no SA11, no G1 cores, nothing fancy, just out the box. Amazing.
Well, even as a healer, she's decent. It's that rejuve and it's that tower.
Yeah.
The ability in that rejuve that she had, the self rejuve, just makes her stand ahead. And I agree with this. We always said that new content should be better than old content. I'm not saying replace something that was out 6 months ago, but healer's been here since the game's concept, so a new healer had to be something special. And I think in this sense, the Ape's got it exactly right. Your second place.
It is a Rustdust.
Ah.
Now, although it's high on the list for me, because obviously who I do have, it's not who's going to take the number one spot, but with Inferno, you can just do pretty heavy damage, just those two alone. Yeah, look, I love combos and it's cheapness, big AoE. I can't go away. I love a good pathing, make it easy on myself, and so a bot like this, I can't recommend enough. And a lot of people have him, and just haven't invested in it. It's time to.
My second place is Twin Twist and
Say it.
So the reason that I put him at number 2, plain and simple, if you don't have Twin Twist on defense, your base is pretty awful. If you don't have Twin Twist, I'm 300. If every base in our war didn't have Twin Twist, I'm scoring 300.
It really segregates your combiner, right? Like, just allows you to play differently on defense.
Yeah, this guy evolved defense single-handedly, and I think that says it all. I chased this guy. I have never chased a defense spot in my entire time. I've always said prioritize attack. Defense is important, especially if you're a commander, but you should always prioritize attack. Such a problem on defense, and I loved it. Chase this guy, like I said, for defense alone. And I don't even use him in my team. I know you said you do, and you're showing a few videos to me and things like that. I know other people do. Don't really like him on attack, if I'm honest. I think he's a bit more squishy than you would think. Really, it's a bit of a strange one. But crazy on defense.
It's going to take quite a bot to be on his level on a defense aspect, I think, for quite a while.
I think I'd make it too OP. I think it'd be broken if we did. He is borderline broken on defense. But I like that. I like that we've got that one bot where everyone is like, you have to have this bot on defense. And that's why he's number 2 for me so high. And top of the list.
I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by this. Skids.
Yeah, my fingers are already over the buttons for that one. And let's just skip ahead and just put, obviously, I put the same. I think this guy is too overpowered. Personally, I think this is why. So I said the same thing about Sea-Spray. I don't think there's one bot that's crazy good, but he is crazy good. That this is the guy where you will clear that batch to get him.
Yeah, most definitely. And look, in regards to the spam factor, I mean, look, I'm not really using him more than twice, but you could easily use him, I think, 4 times, but try and be a bit smart about your points. But yeah, it's a big asset area, and that's just where we're living right now.
Okay, the big reveal. Let's have a look at how these compared to our ratings last year. And there we go. They're our previous ratings and our current ratings. So what sort of jumps out at you first?
a lot more warriors than I ever thought I would be
Yeah, when you
recommending.
would a lot more scouts in your list as well. So you got 3 scouts in there. You've got
Mhm.
4 warriors, 2 gunners, 1 special, which is surprising that there's only 1 special in your list because special bots is such a
Yeah.
broad aspect. But why do you think there's so many warriors? Think it's the increase in DPS which warrants that extra HP?
I think it's just, yeah, like it's the decrease of FFDs because they're the greatest counter and killer of the warrior class, and without that, their health, nothing matches the warrior's health. Add in a shield that boosts their health even more through the roof. Like, some of these warriors are pushing 50k, and then add a shield. No wonder you can't kill them, right? So, um, just yeah, look at the Billbot cause so much before you jump in and see if you can't just make it super easy on yourself. So I think that's more scouting, right? Like it takes a bit more planning, HQ18 and phase 2. So just don't be in a rush.
Yeah, I think the Billbot cores, the evolution of them, and the anti healing cores has changed a lot. And you see from my list, Bumblebee's gone from first to not even on the list, and 10th on
Yeah,
your list. And I think that
mm,
those anti-stun cores, like I said, it's all about point management now. And we're still seeing them
that's what
anti-stun
it is.
cores. We're still seeing anti-healing cores. Not as much FFD. So the FFD bots are coming back into the meta. I've always said this when these sort of came out originally. This we're gonna see more. The meta is gonna change, and the older bots that you used to use will come back, like the likes of Hot Rod, Nemesis Prime, like Pikes, like Perceptor, like Blades. We'll see these more and more, I think, as time's gone on.
Mm,
I mean, from my list, I'm surprised that Blast's not in there, but
yeah, that's a big
he's a
one.
bit with the minions, amazing. Without, he's a bit squishy. And before, it was a one-man army. He would never die. But with this added DPS now from the defenses, I find he's getting more and more squishy.
Yeah, but even look at your you took sludge last time because obviously you were
Yeah.
expecting all the time traps, but acid, what
Yes,
walls?
exactly. Yeah, there was a better option, so she didn't need these anti-wall bots. I mean, is that a good thing? I don't know, but you didn't need to
It's
that
just a
warrior.
change in the game.
Yeah,
Just change.
Jetfire has been taken out, obviously for SG Jetfire because of the increase in HP. I don't think we realised how high the HP would climb. I've always said that the HP needed more of an increase of what it was, but I don't think either of us realised that they would eliminate one shots completely like they did. And whether
Yeah.
that's right or not is yet to be seen. I think that's the reason why you maybe had Sunstreaker in there and Air Raid because we had, and even Sea Spray because we had a certain amount of HP in mind, thinking these guys will still be relevant, and then the HP increase
Yeah.
just knocked a lot of guys off.
But I like that from going from a prediction of what we thought we would potentially need, um, I think we were around the mark, but it's the finer points of fine tuning a team, an attack style, and just having a little bit of knowledge around the game. Okay, look, I could use this bot, but it's probably not the best bot. Yeah. And I think a lot of people get hesitant on changes. They're like, it still works. I'm like, yes, look, still works. Not as well or as could, and some of these scouts, it's cost. It's AoE, it's warrior. It's just been smart. And I I like this strategy. For me, the strategy that you need has gone.
Yeah, I mean, just looking through my list. I mean, if I just go through my old list,
Mm,
so the ones that are still relevant, I think being Scrap Noir, Blast and Soundwave, Smokescreen Breakneck, Sea Spray Punch, Blur Runabout, Laser Albard and Amada Meg, Six Gun Trigger Happy. I think those are all still relevant, just not as much as some other bots. And looking at
yeah.
yours, Sea Spray,
Mm,
yeah, Octopunch, Laser Up and Amada Megs, Minerva, Flatline, Twin Twist, Quellagon, Six Gun Trigger Happy, Slingshot, Acid Storm. Not too sure about Air Raid and Slipstream as a 4 star, as a 5 star.
mm.
Maybe.
Hope,
Hound,
hope,
Death
hope,
Trip.
hope so.
Yeah,
um,
maybe.
um,
Sunstreak, I don't think is. I think, see, I don't know. Why did you put Sunstreak and Swindle in? That's an interesting one.
I think because, well, obviously, Skids wasn't a thing. back then, right? So we were just straight up going acid and fire.
But no acid bots
What's
though. So I mean,
well,
like,
no, well
or
we
slingshot, I
had
suppose. Yeah.
slingshot, right? We had slingshot, and I was like, so for me, I was like, okay, this is gonna be the bonuses. This, I thought slingshot, the AOE area was gonna be bigger than just a sort of like a single target, and you know, for me, Sunstreaker's costs was what sent him to the relegation of the bench.
Mm.
So for me, it's more just I fine tuned the combos a lot more through the last. When did we do this? October last year.
Even before that, maybe. Yeah.
So we're talking 7, 8 months ago. It's a pretty fair amount of time to have new characters and just fine tune HQ18 and just even understand, like, you see how we do it. Like, you have to, like, we adapt or die at the top. I get sometimes it comes across as a financial sort of quick fix, but you still got to learn how to play. You can't just drop ball late. I never drop ball late, and yeah, just learning the game, learning the combos. Like, you got what, 32 points to start, and 3 minutes 30, and try and understand speed of play. Is it the right combiner? For me, what I found is I dropped the combiner a lot earlier nowadays than I did before.
Mm.
And I think that's because I'd rather clear a lot more and work out how to deal with ops by themselves. Um, and that's just how I've adapted. So,
Um,
how do you think you've adapted from 7 months ago?
if I'm honest, I think I've been a bit slow on the uptake. If I'm honest, that's why. I didn't think the acid and fire combo would be as important as it is. I thought it'd give you an edge. And I was sort of in the camp of, I can wait for skids. I don't really need slingshot. I don't need pipes. Whereas, obviously, from my list now, you can see there, I'm thinking, I sort of need these bots, really. But I just think this shows that HQ18 compared to previous HQs has changed a lot. The previous HQs, you could just say, oh yeah, I can still use the same team. I just need to level it 60, whatever it was, 65. It'll still be relevant. It might be this other bot that will help me out. A new bot that comes out. But now, I feel like the whole dynamic of people's teams needs to change.
Yeah.
Like you said, a lot more warriors. People weren't using warriors for the FFD reasons. But then again, well, we know what happens. The FFD has got away, and meta has changed. But then will we see FFDs coming back?
Right.
And then we need to start rethinking the meta again. What happens when FFD come back and we start seeing anti-hack cores? Well, Bumblebee will shoot, and Braum will shoot right up in my list. And I have them bots.
Yeah.
So am I ahead of the curve in some respects?
But
I'm behind the current one, but ahead in future. Again, we are these sort of teams. I've said to you, I've always had like a sort of stun team. So when stun comes a meta, I'm more than prepared. I'm more than ready. But as it's a healing meta right now, that's where I'm kind of struggling a bit.
yeah, you just want to clear as much for as least cost as possible. That's what we're
Yeah,
after. So
yeah,
yeah, that's why we also recommend just taking everyone to 61. You just never know when. Just sub them in, even if it's for one base or two base. But there's no point in getting locked up on base two, base three when you could have easily beat 4 and 5. But you're just being a bit hesitant, like, I'll force it. Just don't force it.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've had times where I've ran the same team, failed, and I've looked and gone, you know what? I'm gonna take four star skids.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit of a, I wouldn't say a pride thing, but maybe a bit of arrogance, maybe. Because you're like, I don't need 4 star bots. I'm just going to use 5 star bots and power through. And you're like, I can use this 4 star bot to good effect. But then again, does that sort of back up my argument that maybe Skids is a bit too overpowered? That the fact that you can run that 4 star. We go back to the tracks argument. Is a 4 star bot being used at the top level of the game? I mean, it's overpowered. Is that right? I don't know. His argument's to and from. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like my 4 star Inferno. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly. I think there is room for 4 stars, but yeah, it's just taking the dive and accepting that they are useful. You can use these 4 stars. Yes, you are gonna lose a bit of HP and DPS, but what are you gaining from that?
No, I like it. I just like how we've. It's not a copy and paste. Yeah, I like to see change.
Yeah, interesting. Well, that's our obviously picks for HQ 18 currently, 18.2. So let us know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with our picks? Is there something we've missed out? Some meta that we've not seen where you're thinking, listen, Wozza, you've missed this. How have you missed this in this sort of meta? I'm sure you'll only pick 10. I'm sure there's plenty of the bots
Yeah.
that we would like to put in there. They couldn't quite fit. You know, you can see there some of them we agree with. So like for me, Rook Block, for him, Minerva, we use them sort of bots and agree they should be in there. But is there something else we've missed? Let us know in the comments. But again, as always, big shout out, big thank you to Tex for taking your time out with these different time zones, especially.
Yeah.
People don't realise that. Big thank you for all the videos we've done recently. Big help. And yeah, see you next time, guys.
All right. See ya.
Peace out.